Scene script. Have you ever wondered why we celebrate Christmas the way we do? Let's take a sleigh ride back in time to uncover the origins of this cherished holiday. Our journey begins in ancient Rome, where the festival of Saturnalia was celebrated in mid-December. This week-long party, filled with feasting, gift-giving, and a general overturning of societal norms, may seem familiar. Yes, it's because many of its customs have trickled down to our modern Christmas celebrations. But let's fast forward a bit to the 4th century. This is when things start to look a lot more like the Christmas we know today. It was around this time that the Church officially recognized December 25th as the day to celebrate the birth of Christ. The decision wasn't arbitrary. It was cleverly aligned with the existing pagan celebrations of winter solstice and Saturnalia, making it easier for the masses to shift their focus to this new Christian holiday. Now, let's gallop into the Middle Ages. Here we see the introduction of elements that add a familiar jingle to our holiday. Caroling, for instance, emerged during this period. It began as a tradition where people would sing songs of good cheer in exchange for food or drink. Sounds a lot like trick-or-treating, doesn't it? And what about those charming Christmas markets that pop up in town squares across the globe every December? Their origins can be traced back to the late Middle Ages in German-speaking parts of Europe. These markets were initially set up to provide food and practical supplies for the cold winter months. But over time, they evolved into the vibrant, festive markets filled with crafts, toys, and delectable treats we know today. So the next time you're hanging your stockings or singing carols, remember the rich history behind these traditions. Christmas, as we celebrate it today, is a beautiful tapestry woven with threads from different cultures and eras. And that's something to celebrate. So we've seen how Christmas began, but how did it become the holiday we know today? In the early days, believe it or not, Christmas was not always widely celebrated, especially in the United States. In fact, it was seen as a day of revelry and mischief rather than a time of peace and goodwill. Many early American settlers, particularly the Puritans of New England, even outlawed its celebration because they believed it was too closely associated with pagan traditions. But then, in the 19th century, a seismic shift occurred in the way Christmas was perceived and celebrated. Two influential figures played a crucial role in this transformation: a British novelist named Charles Dickens and a German prince named Albert, who became the husband of Queen Victoria. Charles Dickens's novella, A Christmas Carol, published in 1843, painted an image of Christmas as a time of charity, goodwill, and family reunions. The story of Ebenezer Scrooge's transformation from a miser to a generous soul touched the hearts of millions and helped to popularize the idea of Christmas as a time for giving and sharing. Meanwhile, across the Atlantic, Prince Albert brought his German Christmas traditions to Britain when he married Queen Victoria. He introduced the Christmas tree, a custom previously unknown to many in Britain, and it quickly became a staple of the holiday season. Images of the royal family gathered around their decorated tree were widely circulated, and this sparked a trend that soon spread to other parts of the world. Around the same time, the concept of sending Christmas cards was also introduced. Initially, these cards were expensive and only the wealthy could afford them, but with the advent of the penny post, they became accessible to all, and the tradition of sending Christmas cards was born. And then, of course, there's Santa Claus. This jolly figure, based on the historical Saint Nicholas and various other folklore characters, became the face of Christmas, embodying the spirit of giving and joy. From a Roman festival to the beloved holiday we celebrate today, Christmas has indeed come a long way. In just a few minutes, we've journeyed through centuries of Christmas history. We started our journey in the ancient Roman times where the roots of Christmas were first planted. This was a time when winter solstice celebrations slowly began to morph into the holiday we recognize today. We then traveled through the Middle Ages, a period that saw the spread of Christianity and the blending of pagan and Christian traditions. The Middle Ages were pivotal in shaping many of the customs we still observe. Our journey didn't stop there. We ventured into the 19th century, a time of transformation and reimagining for Christmas. It was during this era that many of our beloved traditions, such as gift-giving and caroling, truly took shape. So, as you celebrate this season, remember the rich tapestry of history that has shaped Christmas into the holiday we love. Happy holidays to all!